question presented to us today here at When Wellness, where we're having a fantastic day as we always do. And we would love to debunk this one. This was, I heard if you take caffeine and creatine at the same time, that it actually, they counteract each other and they reduce exercise performance as opposed to, say, taking one or the other alone. Now, we're going to happily debunk this with the example of 3 trials. This was debunked back in 2015, so it's a little bit late. 2024, we definitely know that the combined effect of creatine and caffeine can improve physical performance, and especially, bench press repetitions to failure, more specifically, at least according to one of the trials we're going to mention, and cognitive function especially, right? And both of them alone show improvements in cognitive function when supplemented at clinically effective dosages. So there was a review done back in 2015, the year of debunking this myth, because 2 of the trials were in 2015, that showed when you take creatine and caffeine simultaneously, there is no pharmacokinetic interaction, meaning, what are pharmacokinetics, right? Well, that explains when you ingest a substance, what the body does with it in simple terms, right? What happens in the body when you take something. And when they took both of them, no negative things happen in terms of physiological mechanisms or anything of that nature. And in fact, they showed that multi-ingredient supplements containing both creatine and caffeine boosted strength and power output. So that's 1. 2, there was another study back in 2015. 54 males over the course of 5 days took either 20 grams of creatine alone, a placebo, or 20 grams of creatine plus 300 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, or instant coffee, which had 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. And there were no statistically significant differences between groups in terms of performance. There was no blunting of performance when it came to, I believe, power output and sprinting performance is what it was. Now, another trial published by NCBI, I forget the exact year of this one, but it was relatively recent. It showed that when you take creatine and caffeine together, it will enhance physical performance, more specifically in the regard of improving repetitions to failure, the amount of repetitions somebody could do on bench press to failure. Not to mention, it showed major improvements in cognitive function when taking both of them. So what are the top supplements as of September 2024 for improving exercise performance, for muscle gain and exercise performance? Well, of course, we're going to know that protein and carbohydrates are on that list, right? And carbohydrates, they give you energy. They're not necessarily involved in muscle protein synthesis or the building of muscle, but they can give you energy, and if you have them combined with protein after your workout, then they can replenish glycogen stores or sugar stores in your muscles, give you energy for the next workout so that you don't have to dive into protein when you run out of carbs. At least if you're doing some high intensity training where that would be the order in which you would break down macronutrients, right? Because normally it would go carbohydrates, then fat, then protein. But the caveat there is if you don't have enough oxygen, you're doing something really fast and exerting, you go right from what? Carbs to protein, right? And so you can't break down fat because you need oxygen to break down fat, you guys. Gotta be able to be breathing and break down fat. So that's those are 2, all right? Our other ones, you guys, are of course caffeine and creatine. And our last one is, not really last, but on that list, is beta-alanine, which reduces acidity in your muscles, improving endurance during high-intensity bouts of exercise, especially those lasting 1 to 4, 1 to 10 minutes. Also has shown promise for endurance training. Not to mention that beta-alanine combines with the amino acid histidine to form carnosine, which is a powerful anti-aging, antioxidant compound, anti-glycation agent, meaning it prevents sugar from sticking to your blood vessels and nerves. It's a chelator of toxic metal ions, meaning it will bind to things like lead and will help to expel them from the body, or aluminum for example, or things like that. So all that stuff's great for you. And what else you should know is you can have caffeine and creatine at the same time, my fine feathered friends, and you will do just fine. That's why in Super U we have both. And we have dicaffeine malate, that's malic acid, an intermediate in the energy cycle, or the Krebs cycle, you could call it, or citric acid cycle, you could call it, an energy-producing pathway in the mitochondria, or energy powerhouse of all of our cells, that's combined with caffeine, is dicaffeine malate. And the malic acid buffers the salts in the caffeine, and so it slows the release of the caffeine over the course of hours and hours and hours, with a half-life, meaning how long it takes for half of it to be degraded, of about 5 to 6 hours. So it could be in your system for, say, 10 to 12 hours. Now that's combined with creatine monohydrate, the most widely studied form of creatine. Who do we got on here? Let's say what's up to the people. And it has a great effect on cognition. I feel great every day. I'm thinking sharp. We have other things in there like alpha GPC that improve cognition, and ginseng and whatever. Expressive, what's up? Stefan Apple Blue, Danny. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Con Life, Loving Not a Fighter, Classic, Billboard. C. Los, what's up? How you doing, brother? Have a great day today. Sabia, Ashley, double sing right there. Two of you guys. Isaiah, Malcolm, what's up, dude? I thought of you yesterday. I meant to take a picture. It was like Malcolm Way or something, a street. I was like, oh, Malcolm, miss him, man. Hope he's doing well. Yeah. Pelavanin and Sergio. As for now, what's up, Kennedy? So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have an amazing day. I'm sure gonna. And happy When Wellness. We'll see you later.